Yo, what's going on, guys? And today I wanted to talk about my biggest winners in free agency. Shout out to John Hollingers of The Athletic. He had this great article that basically had all the teams that I wanted, except I think the only one he didn't have were the Warriors that I believe were big. Any other teams I'll say, but let's run through this before we start today's video. I'm going to have the John Hollingers Athletic article in the description if you want to go there. And let me hear those opinions. Who do you think were the biggest winners in this year's free agency? And what do you guys believe is the team that is considered a winner is going to have the biggest jump? So hit those opinions in the comment section, like, subscribe. So let's get right into it. The Brooklyn Nets, I'll agree. Look, going into last NBA seasons, there was two sides, we could say, of the Brooklyn Nets. There was the side that I was on that I believed that they weren't going to win a championship because now there's a fly. There's a goddamn fly in my room. So the side that I was on was the roster wasn't deep enough. You know what I'm saying? Like I truly didn't believe that this was a team that was, they didn't have enough pieces. And I kept saying, I was like, they're literally an injury away from falling apart. And that's what happened. The other side was I had a roommate. He was like, they had 3 stars, James Harden, Kyrie, Kevin Durant, and they also have Joe Harris. They're unstoppable. But this offseason, they kept Blake Griffin on a minimum deal. They brought back Bruce Brown. They got Javon Carter, who's not as good as a shooter as Landry Shamet, but I personally believe he's way better as a defender, and he's like a little bit worse of a shooter than Landry Shamet. He's almost as good as I think I like Javon Carter better than Landry Shamet in my opinion. And they got Day'Ron Sharpe, who I'm not the biggest fan of, but the more tape I watch, the more he grows on me. I just think he's going to be a very high-level backup. I just don't think he's a starting center in the NBA, and I thought he was more of a second-round pick like that. Either way. And they were also able to do a signing trade for Spencer Dinwiddie, which created an $11 million trade exception, which was so important. And this is a team that now they also got Patty Mills back there. So they got Javon Carter, Patty Mills, and they still have Joe Harris, Nick Claxton, Bruce Brown, who played big fat, Blake Griffin. And they got a couple picks. So I think this is a team that, if you look at it, they're going to be really good next year. I expect them to be arguably the best team in the East. Okay? I really think the Nets, Bucks, and Heat are top 3, interchangeable of who's going to be the number 1 seed. But I do believe they're going to be in play for the number 1 seed. Let me hear your opinions on the Nets. Now, my Wizards. So, people sometimes hate on Shepard, the general manager of the Washington Wizards. This man in the past year flipped John Wall and Russell Westbrook's contract. 2 contracts that the NBA media and everybody on YouTube has said was untradeable. This man did it. And he also was able to turn Westbrook's contract into a five useful players. Okay, look. This man flipped $44 and $47 million contracts in a year. And he got Spencer Dinwiddie, okay, on a 3-year, $82 million. And 8.5 of that isn't guaranteed, and $8 million of it is incentive based. So, look, the best part is Spencer Dinwiddie doesn't play more than 50 games. He loses $1.5 million. It seems like a season. And they also have Denny Avdia, who I believe is a combination of Lamar Odom and Hedo Turkoglu. Roy Hachimura. Tell me if I said that correctly. Please tell me down below. Corey Kispert, which right there is their shooting guard, small forward, and power forward. Right there. Corey Kispert, shooting guard. Denny Avdia at the small forward position. Roy at the power forward position. And then you have this, I love the center. The trio of center. Daniel Gafford, Thomas Bryant, and then you got Montrezl Harrell. Then at the point guard position, that right now, you have Aaron Holiday, Spencer Dinwiddie, and then Bradley Beal's your shooting guard. backing up, with Corey Casper backing up Bradley Beal. You also have Kyle Kuzma, who could start at small forward if you really wanted to, or have him back up Roy. Obviously Denny might come off the bench to start the year, so Kyle will start. And I also like Aaron Allen. I really like what they did here, and I think this is a 6th seed, 7th seed in the NBA Eastern Conference. Let me hear your thoughts. Let me take a little sip of orange juice. Orange juice is delicious. Now, the Boston Celtics are willing that $5.9 million for Dennis Schroeder, bargain. And people were like, why did you trade Moses Brown? But they lost Evan Fournier, and instead of getting into the bidding war, my dog just came in and she did a little shake, the shaky shake. And instead of getting into a bidding war with Evan Fournier and overpaying him, paying the luxury tax, you got Josh Richardson. Yes, they lost Moses Brown, which really sucked. And their center position right now is Enes Kanter, Al Horford, Robert Williams. I'm believing I'm missing one person in my mind right now. I really think I feel like I'm missing one guy in my mind right now. I know Grant Williams is there as the small ball. Oh, Bruno Fernando is the other guy too. Bruno Fernando is a center and can play power forward. And, I like Chris Dunn and Marcus Smart there because Chris Dunn and Marcus Smart, 2 defensive guys. Dennis Schroeder, Peyton Pritchard, 2 offensive guys. I think Carson Edwards might leave. And also, they got a pick for Tristan Thompson, which was pretty cool. There's a fly, okay? Leave. It's been here since yesterday. I haven't been able to get it. So, yeah, let me hear your thoughts about the Celtics. What did you think of them? The Milwaukee Bucks, they brought back Bobby Portis, George Hill. Then they got themselves Semi Ojeleye and Rodney Hood. That's so much depth, and they only spent less than $12 million for that. And they got Grayson Allen in exchange for basically Bryn Forbes. Bryn Forbes plus and, Sam Merrill. But basically, I love this. Okay, they got a better backup point guard than Jeff Teague and George Hill. You got depth at the small forward and power forward position with Rodney Hood and Semi Ojeleye. Then you got another shooting guard in Grayson Allen, who's a better defender and almost as good as a shooter as Bryn Forbes. Great moves by the Bucks. The Spurs. I am obsessed with the Spurs, okay? They're actually not even my team. But I love what they did. John Hollinger. Look, John Hollinger stealing what I said. I made a YouTube video on this. Not only did they turn DeMar DeRozan into Thaddeus Young and Alfred Camino, they got themselves Chandler Hutchinson. They got themselves some picks. They also got Zach Collins, who I believe can be defensively just as good as Jokic Poeltl. And he's a stretch 5. Okay? And they didn't overpay him. Alright? So, kudos Zach Collins. And then they also got Jacques Landale, and you guys know, if you've seen that video, I think that video has 20,000 views in 5 days or a week or whatever. Aaron Baines, this guy is going to be a little bit more athletic and more skilled version of Aaron Baines. So, Jokic Poeltl, Zach Collins. So, Jokic Poeltl is a straight defensive rim runner guy. Zach Collins, defensive stretch 5. Jacques Landale is Aaron Baines 2.0, but better. And they got Doug McDermott instead of Lauri Markkanen. You know what you get with Doug McDermott over Lauri Markkanen? You paid him less. You get a better shooter. And you got him in a position that you're all right, I don't really care that you can't play defense or rebound. While Lauri Markkanen was in a position that you're it kind of sucks that you can't play defense or thing. So, yeah, some people might think that's stupid. So, I think it was great. And they also got so many other. Oh, dude, the Spurs are going to be so good. The Spurs are going to be great. Let me hear your thoughts on that. Nick Batum stayed. I think Kelly Olynyk is perfect. A 2-year deal basically for $25 million, and he's perfect. Now you got Jeremy Grant, Kelly Olynyk, Cade Cunningham, Killian Hayes, Sadiq Bey. Maybe they could be a playoff team. Kendrick Nunn got a bargain deal. Then Devontae Graham, that was good, and they got a first-round pick for it. Mason Plumlee was a good. I like what the Hornets did. The Sixers made some moves. Supposedly Ben Simmons wants to leave, and I think again, I think the Warriors rebuilt their bench. Okay, they rebuilt their bench. I made a whole video about this if you guys want to check it out. But yeah, shout out John Hollinger. That was the video, guys. Let me hear your thoughts down below. Till next time, guys. But peace. Oh.